Next, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker today, Chief Jason Benites from the Oxnard Police Department. Chief Benites became Oxnard's 22nd Chief of Police on December 29, 2020. He joined the Oxnard Police Department in 1993 after graduating from UCLA and attending the U.S. Naval Academy. Throughout his career, Chief Benites has worked in various roles, including patrol officer, field training officer, beat officer, and detective before promoting to the rank of sergeant in 2001. He later served as a commander and assistant chief, overseeing various bureaus, including field services, investigative services, and administrative services. He played a key role in developing the neighborhood policing strategy and has served on the California Peace Chiefs Association Board of Directors since 2021. He graduated from the California Post Command College in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Benites.
Good morning. First off, I'd like to thank Golden West College, especially to its criminal justice training program, for its hospitality to our agency, which is actually 100 miles from here. Coming in today, I thought we were going to be the furthest agency away, but I was very pleasantly surprised to see that Santa Barbara Police Department also has some students here as well, which is a testimony to the quality of this program. I'd like to thank Director Tim Vu for his dedication and partnership and offering me the privilege to actually stand here this morning. I'd also like to thank the Academy officers, TAC officers, and the staff, as well as the colleagues, the families, friends, and loved ones that are here today supporting your cadet as well as public safety. It's really great to see a packed house here. So to the regular basic class 173. You've heard this before, but yes, today is a great day. Today is your day. It's a day that shows your commitment and your perseverance. It's a day of achievement. Today is a day that you will carry with you for the rest of your lives. At the close of this ceremony, you will embark upon a career, a long journey through law enforcement. Now, though the ceremony is about you and all the individual achievements that you have succeeded at, it goes far beyond you as individuals. It's also about those sitting to either side of you as you represent this class. It's also about all of those that you see sitting here in this audience, family, friends, and loved ones who have provided you the support. It's also about everybody outside of this building. They are the community that you have sworn to serve. It's also about the law enforcement profession, as you are not only our representatives, but you are the next generation. You're part of the future. So that topic, when we talk about the future, we tend to look back in time to see how much things have changed. Law enforcement is an ever-evolving profession. So when I began my career, the veteran officers would tell me about how much things have changed since they started. Now I'm able to see how much law enforcement and policing has changed since I started this profession 31 years ago. So at the risk of portraying myself as an ancient relic, I'll just point out a few things that I see when I look back. When I was new to the job, more prisons were being built. This goal has now been reversed, and so our state is actually seeking to reduce that. First Amendment audits. There was no such thing when I started that. Now they're very common. We've seen the legalization of cannabis. Who would have thought you could walk to your local neighborhood dispensary and pick up a few grams of Willie Nelson? 10 years ago, Proposition 47 decriminalized drugs such as heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine. Not surprisingly, the number of overdose and fatal overdoses has skyrocketed over the years. And now, the pendulum seems to be swinging somewhat the other way. With Proposition 36's passing last month, it goes into effect next week, some accountability measures are being restored. That, however, has yet to be figured out. Swatting hadn't been invented then. Mass shootings at schools were not something that we read about in the newspaper every day. We didn't widely deploy tasers or pepper ball launchers or other less than lethal devices. We basically had a can of OC spray, a baton, and a pistol. To provide some context, Very few people actually had cell phones in 1993. When we were in the field and we were asked to contact dispatch, we literally had to go to a payphone and dial 911. And so for some of you in the audience, looking over here, for those in the audience, the payphone was a publicly placed metal box with a lot of numbered push buttons on it and a corded handle. People would feed money, coins into this box, and then talk to the person on the other side. On each patrol shift, we signed out 1 or 2 cell phones, and they were literally like bricks. We would tape record our contacts with the public. And so when body-worn cameras first appeared, officers really, they plain old hated them. They resisted them. Now today, they don't want to go 10-8 without them. Officers are always on camera now, whether by body cam or citizen cell phones, constantly watched, you're constantly recorded, you are constantly scrutinized. And going viral back then used to mean doing something more along the lines of making you go see the doctor. So anyway, I could keep going on with all these things, but I did learn one thing. There are 2 things that cops hate. Change and the way things are right now. So you'll see during the course of your career, the job will evolve and it will change. Resist the notion of becoming stuck with the status quo and not developing and evolving with the times. If you are able to maintain a forward-looking perspective, all the better. On the chessboard of life, try to think ahead 2 to 3 moves into the problem. So, I've learned a number of things over the years. Some of these were lessons that were easy to learn, some were learned the hard way. But I'd like to share a few of these with you, but also challenge you to always keep these in mind. You got a transcript of this speech today. I want you to maybe challenge you to go back and look at this periodically and say, you know, that crazy guy on the stage, he was right. I had to learn a few things. So, and I'll tell this actually to everybody here, that some basic things that we've learned. Work hard, but work smart. You've been in the classroom environment for the past 6 months. You've been in a very intense, structured environment. You've done a lot of marching. You do chant cadences. You know, your recital of the Pledge of Allegiance is, I'd say, nothing short of intense. Time to take those things down a notch. As you exit the laboratory, you enter the real world. Develop your skills to talking to people, not at them, but also at listening to them. You're being sworn in as a peace officer, and it means just that. About 99% of the time, you're there to promote keeping the peace. About 1% of the time, maybe even less, you may need to flip that switch on. Be prepared for that 1%, and be sure when you flip that switch that you maintain the utmost in control and restraint. Some key ingredients to success in this profession include common sense, safety, patience, and empathy. Drive safely. Know that there is a big difference between what you can do and what you should do. Consider the optics of your actions. That is, think about how others, such as the public, would view something. Something that is lawful and within policy can still look very, very terrible to the community. Take the time to engage in positive activities with your community. You're part of them, you're there to help. This is why you should be signing up. Be there for the community that you serve, and they will in turn be there for you. Have the courage to do what is right. It may not be the easiest path for you. In fact, may be the most fraught with difficulties. Your decisions about doing right will contribute to how you will be regarded when it is all said and done. Great policing strategies involve problem solving. Start by considering the simplest possible solution and go from there. Sometimes a problem can be solved with an arrest, but please realize you can't simply arrest your way out of problems. You have the right to take the liberty away from others and must always be taken into consideration with the utmost seriousness. Respect. Respect is essential. That includes respect for the laws that you are sworn to enforce, respect for all other persons, regardless of their station in life. I guarantee you that with respect, there is karma. Very importantly, maintain life balance. Take good care of yourselves, physically and emotionally. Take care of your families. Take care of your families as well. Show appreciation for the support that they give you, and give them the opportunity to provide you with feedback. I learned this one later in my career. Try to do something kind each day that helps another person. Even a small act of kindness can go a long way. Each day that you come to work, each day that you show up is an opportunity to invest in your legacy. Think about this today. How do you want to be remembered when your law enforcement career draws to a close? And lastly, stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Whether your badge is in the shape of a shield or a star, it symbolizes protection. Again, I would like to welcome you to this noble profession and also thank you for choosing it. Godspeed, and I wish you great success in your careers. Thank you.